Hi guys, and welcome back to Real Estate in Paradise with Jesse and Chelsea. Today, what are we talking about, Jesse?
Hi guys. Today we're going to be talking about a really important topic, especially if you're a real estate agent, whether you're here in Mexico with us or you're over in Canada or the US or Europe or wherever you are in the world. This is a really important topic, right? Referrals. So we have no other than our Chelsea Swanson, who is our Referral Director and Coordinator here at Coldwell Banker La Costa. So Chelsea, I'm going to be asking you a ton of questions today. Hope you're ready. Let's start off with the basic, right? Why are referrals so important in the real estate industry?
Okay.
I guess before we even go there, what is a referral?
Okay, so let's go with that. A referral is basically I'm going to give a little bit of an example. Say you're an agent in whatever office, whatever name, it doesn't matter, and you have a client, and that client comes to you and say, I want to move to, example, Mexico. And you're like, oh, but I don't take any homes from Mexico. I don't have any property, blah, blah, blah. What do I do? And this happens a lot, actually. A lot of agents don't even know that referrals exist. So that's why it's really important is you need to know that a referral exists and what exactly it is. So you take that referral, that person, you're going to refer it. Is a literal of referring a person to another person. You're going to take it and you're going to be like, okay, guys, tell me what you want. Where do you want to move in Mexico? What is your budget? What are you looking for? What is your time frame? And get all the information you can from your client. And you're going to put that down on what usually we call a referral form. So you're going to fill it out with all your clients' contact information, everything they're looking for. And then what you're going to do is you're going to investigate. Okay. And you're going to be like, okay, they want to move to PV. Okay, well, I'm going to look on maybe for, say, Google if you don't have a database of international offices. You say, okay, Google, first person that popped up, Coldwell Banker La Costa. Okay, now I'm going to look at maybe their team on their website. Okay, I like this agent. Oh, look, they have a referral coordinator. You never know. Every office is kind of different. Then you're going to contact a person in that office and be like, hey, guys, I'm from this office, from this area, either in the States, Europe, Canada, another place in Mexico. I have a client that's wanting to move to your area. And then you're probably going to have a little bit of chat with this agent and tell them a little bit about your client, maybe some special details, maybe if they need a mortgage, if they don't need a mortgage, if they need a condo, a house, they need pet friendly, whatever you want to say to kind of see if this other agent will accept this client. And then once they accept, basically, you send over probably via email your referral form, and then what's going to happen is this has to be binded by broker and broker. So the broker of where you're sending it from has to acknowledge this referral that you're sending it, and acknowledge of the commission that you're asking for, and it's at the correct amount that he wants, and the broker that's receiving it needs to also accept it and sign it. So once both brokers have signed off and said, this is correct, this is the proper commission, I'm fine with this, etc., then your agent that's receiving it can work on it. They start working with that client, and then maybe they're contacting online, and then they're making appointments from the clients are coming down here to see properties. It's now your client.
Okay, great. And then, of course, I'm guessing the original agent who had these clients, they're going to get us a little bit of a finder's fee or something like that.
Yeah, that's when the commission comes in. So say no commission is liquidated until this client buys.
Right, of course.
It could take a year, it could take 2 months, it could take 15 days, it could take 3 years. You never know. That's why, and later on I'll talk about a little bit more of why it's so important that once you do a referral, not to just forget about those clients. So basically, if they buy, whatever they buy, I mean, between each office is differently, but I know we do a 25% referral fee. Each office is different. Some ask for more, some are willing for less, et cetera, et cetera. That really depends on what each broker's standard is for commission. But that's why it's so important that both brokers sign off, because it's almost making it legally binding of you are assured your commission when that client buys.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And so referrals are basically really important because if you're a real estate agent and you have no idea about this place where your clients want to move to, you have, backup.
You have no no ground to stand on, really.
Right.
So, it is really important. Also, is that maybe once you do one referral, maybe that actual client might have a friend or a family member that's wanting to move to that same place as well. So what are they going to do? They're going to say, hey, my uncle, my aunt, my cousin also wants to move.
Right.
Can you help me refer them to this area or to that area?
Right.
I mean, you really do open doors to broadening your client database, because now you're not just focusing on maybe your hometown or where you're working out of. You're also being able to give your clients that option of, hey, I want to move abroad. Can you help me?
Yeah, exactly. And now once you make those relationships with those clients or those agents abroad, you broaden your whole network.
Yeah,
and I think
sure.
as a real estate agent, I mean, it's certainly really important to have as big of a network as you can, because you just never know.
No, yeah, for sure. And you never know the situation of the market in your area.
Right. So how can you broaden your, referral network?
Well, basically by networking between agent and agents.
Okay.
So, I mean, one of the biggest and the strongest points of networking it is definitely going to real estate conventions, either within your same company or different companies, or I don't know, there might be some type of convention that they're talking about getting licensed to be a real estate agent, or they're doing classes on how to get listings, or et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
And just so meeting new people. And when you go and you meet these new people, don't be scared to say, hey, I know you're from this place, I'm from this place. Like, this is my number, this is my contact information. I work for this office. And you know what? I've worked with several referrals now.
Right.
I feel confident in this. If you ever have a client that's interested in my area or vice versa, like, I'd love to have your contact. And that's when you start building those confident relationships, work relationships, then people are more likely to be, oh, hey, I now have a client that's working in that area. Oh, this person's name comes to mind first because I've talked to her, or I've had a conversation and we've done business before. So that's basically the biggest way to broaden your database for referrals as an agent. Also, I would highly recommend doing LinkedIn.
LinkedIn is great.
LinkedIn is very great worldwide, and one of the big pluses on LinkedIn is you can actually look on the search bar and say Referral Director. And you just type in Referral Director, or you can put Real Estate Referral Director.
Right.
And then you're going to get this list of all these people that are actually named, they have their employee name on there as Referral Director. So you can like add these people, send them a message, introduce yourself, maybe send a picture of your business card, etc. And that is a great way, if you're not able to go all to these conventions, to just kind of broaden and make these relationships. So I think those are two of the strongest ways. Other ways is just looking online and, I don't know, maybe focus on certain areas that you think are your strongest points of people that are actually moving to your area, or vice versa. And then just sending, I mean, you might want to look up on Google. I'm going to give an example, Coldwell Banker, Texas. And then you're going to check on their website, see their team directory, or maybe just their broker email, and send a message. Hey, give a call, introduce yourself, let them know that who you are, that you're interested in doing referrals, vice versa, etc. So just really networking to help.
Right. And I think, that's a really important part of this whole referral process, right? Maintaining those relationships as well once you get them.
Yeah, you may think, okay, I got this one referral, but why am I not getting any other? Well, because you need to continue. Exactly. You need to network. And we need to get more and more. You can't just rely on one client to produce a bunch of referrals.
Of course.
You need to push that networking and look for new people, look for new referral directors. Like, I know I've been doing this for almost 3 years now. And I'm at the point now where people are messaging me like, hey, how are you? How are the kids? How's the market down there?
Relationships,
We've created relationships, and they'll be like, oh, hey, I had a lady come in the other day and they're interested in moving down to, I don't know, outside of PV. And I'm okay, yeah, I'll help you. Like, you have to continue that relationship to be able to build more referrals for sure.
So as a referral director, you are kind of in charge of overseeing all of these referrals that are coming in. Do you give when you get a referral, are you in charge of giving them to certain agents? Or how does that?
There's just different ways that it works. So maybe from my own networking, I will receive a referral.
Right.
That is somebody I have connected with professionally, and they say, hey, got a client, they're looking for this. And then I'll kind of run over the referral and be like, okay, this is what they're looking for. This is the area. This is the price range. And that's why it's really important for myself to really know our agents, where their
strong suits
are. And because at the end of the day, my name is kind of on the line of I'm giving them the best service that they need. So then I will sometimes pick and choose of, okay, this agent seems like a perfect fit for this client, etc. Now, sometimes our actual agents, which is really cool, they'll get these referrals from either family members, from either previous areas they lived in, friends that are living in the States or in Canada, and they'll be like, hey, I have a friend or I work in the real estate business as well, I have a friend, they want to move down to that area, etc. And they will actually receive the referrals themselves. But as my position in my job, I need to review all referrals that are coming in, and those are going out.
Okay, so incoming and outcoming.
Outcoming, they all go through me, and that actually, other than just networking, creating these referrals, I help with the process. So I make sure the forms are filled out properly, that they're both signed from both sides, that when it comes time to a closing, that both parties are content, both parties are not in a distress that what's going on, how is this going, etc. I help with those follow-ups to make sure the closing goes smooth, that the money gets dispersed for the commission on the referrals, etc. So,
and over the last 3 years, have you seen an increase in the amount of referrals coming in for Puerto Vallarta specifically? Because we have a red hot real estate market right now. Have you seen that reflected in the referrals as well?
At the beginning, when I started referrals, there was nobody doing referrals in our company.
Okay.
So it was kind of obsolete.
Okay.
It was non-existing. And so when I started out, it was really hard to kind of start from zero and start building my way up and meeting these new people and making these relationships. And it did take a long time to kind of start it getting flowing, but I have in the 3 years noticed a difference in where the referrals are coming from.
It's kind of consistent, or?
It's definitely changed. At the beginning, it was a lot of referrals within Mexico.
Okay.
So from different states here, national, they would be sending to us.
Okay.
Kind of from the border areas down to us. But now I'm seeing a lot more of incoming from Texas, California, and the Seattle area in the States.
Okay.
Our strong suits, but it does fluctuate a lot. You'll probably get clients from everywhere, but yeah, it definitely does change over the years and kind of what's happening in each country. So yeah, it does change. It has increased because it was non-existing within the company, but it definitely fluctuates.
Yeah. And so this is maybe a silly question, but who can make referrals? Anyone, or do they need to be real estate agents?
For us to send out a referral and give somebody a referral, you have to be a real estate agent.
Okay.
You have to be registered. You have to be within a company that is a liable company.
Okay.
And to send and do your own referral, anybody can really do an own referral as long as that company is going to accept you as to pay you your commission.
Right.
But for us, it does have to be broker to broker referral, which means that your broker is representing you and the other broker is representing the other agent. So it has to be from agent to agent to be able to complete the proper commission that both brokers are asking for.
Right. And so talk to me a little bit about the importance of, we kind of touched on it already, but the importance of referral forms for closing referrals.
Okay, yeah, so that's super important. And sometimes a lot of agents are doing all these referrals and they're really excited about sending these clients, blah, 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 but they never remember that the importance of having this form, because I can send you work in a different country and I'm sending you my client. and I'm so excited and I'm talking with you. But when
Right.
it comes to closing, money changes a lot of things. So it could be the best company, it could be the best agent, whatever, but that money could get slipped under somewhere and forgotten to get paid, or you never know. Things happen.
Well, which
this
is good
life.
that we have a referral director to be on top of.
So the referral form is super important that both brokers sign because, like I said, it is like a binding legal contract saying, this is my name, this is my client's name, I'm giving it to this agent, this is the broker that signed, this is my broker that signed, and this is the referral fee that you need to pay me at closing.
Right.
Now, if something goes on and you end up not getting paid, you have that legal document signed by every party saying you have to give that to me.
All on the same page, no room for foul play or anything.
Exactly, vice versa. If it comes into us, I always make sure that those people have their form signed,
sealed, and delivered.
Exactly,
right?
because then there's just no problem. It's all
It runs
legally there.
smoothly.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
sure.
So it's really important.
So now, what kind of referral tips do you have up your sleeves for any agents that might be, I don't know, interested about making a referral here in Puerto Vallarta or, anything like that?
First, I would say pre-qualifying your client.
Okay.
So you may have a client, and this client comes in and they say, I want to buy in Mexico, and they might think it's really cheap, and it's not actually that cheap to buy.
Yeah.
I mean, we wish it was cheaper.
Yeah.
But you have to pre-qualify them because, as we all know, as your own agent, and when you get a client come into the office and they say, okay, this, that, you're going to pre-qualify them.
Right.
You're going to see what's actually real, what is actually possible for them, etc. So same thing. Don't just think because you're sending this client to somebody else, they'll do the pre-qualifying.
Right.
Because then you will burn a bridge there.
Yeah.
This person always sends me these clients that are not actually going to buy.
Yeah.
So really pre-qualify your clients and make sure that what goes down on the form is actually what they can afford to do.
Right.
After that, like I said, biggest tip is make sure your form is correct. It has your proper email, it has your proper email of your client, and that it gets signed both ways, etc. Just to give you that safety at the end of the day that you're going to be able to get your commission.
Well, yeah.
And then another thing is that I kind of touched based on a little bit was following up with your clients. Yeah. So I see this happen a lot. And not every company has a referral director. So this kind of responsibility that I have to follow up so keenly on both sides of what's going on, you won't always have that in your office maybe.
Yeah.
So you don't have a referral director. It's really important. And even if you do, it's important that when you send out that client, don't just say, hey, bye, I hope you have a good
life.
time. Yeah, good luck. No, you really have to be hey, how's it going? Do you need anything?
Right.
What stage you're in the process? Are you still looking? Are you closing? Do you need any help? I'm here to answer any questions, etc. And not only with the client, but with the agent that received the client. It's really important for you to build a relationship with that person and be hey, how's it going? Can I help you with anything? What stage you're in the process, etc., etc. Because that way you're building a relationship with not only the client, but the agent for future business. Because that agent might in 2 months be hey, I have a client that wants to move down to your area. Let me hand it over to you instead of just picking a random person.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that same client might have a family member, like I mentioned earlier, that said, hey, I have a family member that wants to move somewhere, and they'll think of you because you created that relationship
Simple
with them.
follow-up, you never know what it will lead to.
Yes, for
and out
sure.
of pure laziness or whatever, to just not do it is so silly. Because you could be throwing away potential future business.
Exactly.
Right. So is there anything else you want to talk about in terms of referrals?
Maybe just the explanation of what an incoming and an outgoing is.
Yeah, so what is incoming
an incoming referral for us? I think it's pretty much the same. They might have different words for it in different offices, but basically an incoming referral is somebody sending you a referral. So it's incoming to you. Right. And then the outgoing referral is somebody that you're sending out.
Okay.
So someone comes to offices, it's outgoing to you and it's incoming to me, vice versa.
Cool.
And then I think something else that is interesting. You may only think that referrals are done for people that are wanting to buy, but referrals can actually be sellers as well.
Yeah.
So you may have
Definitely,
a
that's a
client
great
that lives in
point.
the States and they have a house in Mexico and they're wanting to sell it. So you can refer that client to somebody in the area and be like, hey, this person is wanting to sell.
Right. And vice versa.
And
No,
vice
if you know
versa.
someone in the States that's looking to sell,
Exactly.
and you know them, and you're from here in Puerto Vallarta in our office, you can refer them to whatever agent you would like in the States in that area.
Yeah, and I think just the biggest tip for referrals is building healthy work relationship with these people, because it might not always be, you might do a referral with somebody and it went great, you have a great relationship. You might not continue doing referrals with that person, but that person might bring you something else. They might say, hey, I want to buy in that area.
Yeah.
We actually have an agent that he's done, I think 3 or 4 referrals with a lady from Vancouver. And it's been back and forth, incoming, outcoming, incoming, outcoming.
great.
And then all of a sudden this lady decided she wanted to invest in properties in our area. So now she's buying and selling houses down here, which is also converted into referrals as well.
Right.
So, I mean, it's really important building these healthy relationships to just broaden everything.
Yeah, and I think too, like, it's great that we have the luxury here at Coldwell Banker La Costa of having an actual referral director, right? Like you said, not a lot of, don't blush now, a lot of companies don't have that luxury of having a referral director. So I think we are like very lucky to have you, because you kind of do all that footwork that maybe the agents aren't always so proactive on. Right?
Yeah, and it does get a little bit complicated, and I know it is scary when you're like, okay, I have a client that
Where do
wants
I
to
start?
buy
What do I do?
in this town in the States, and I have no idea even how to get there.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what do I do? Where do I start?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is nice. But even if you don't, I mean, there's so many podcasts and books and even seminars online that you can read and talk and listen to about referrals, real estate referrals. And I highly recommend it.
Well, I highly recommend you guys watch this this podcast on referrals.
Other than our podcast, there's a lot of other things.
Very cool. Well, I think that pretty much sums up our referral episode. But, you know, you guys have we're at your disposal. Chelsea is here to answer any questions you guys may have. Feel free to leave your comments and questions in the...
or send me your referrals.
Or send her all your referrals. There you go. Even better. Her email is down below in the caption. So please, if you have any referrals you want to send over, any questions, please feel free to ask Chelsea. She is more than disponible, more than available to answer them for you. So I guess that's it for our episode.
That wraps it up.
We will see you guys next time on Real Estate in Paradise with Jesse.